Imagine being at a glamorous Hollywood gala, surrounded by the biggest stars, dressed to impress, and feeling on top of the world. But just as the night seems perfect, one bold and arrogant producer crosses the line, trying to get too close to Jason Statham's fiancée. What happens next? Let's just say he messed with the wrong guy. You won't believe how Jason reacted, proving once again why he's not just an action hero on screen, but a real-life protector. Before we dive into this explosive story, let us know where you're watching from today. And if you're into stories of loyalty, love, and jaw-dropping confrontations, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. While attending an exclusive gala in Los Angeles, Jason Statham and his fiancée, Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, were the center of attention. The event, held at the opulent Crystal Hall, was an annual charity ball attended by Hollywood's elite and influential business moguls. Jason, looking sharp in a tailored black tuxedo, kept his arm protectively around Rosie's waist as they navigated the red carpet. Rosie glowed in a sparkling champagne-colored gown, her diamond earrings catching the light with every graceful step. They posed for the cameras, smiling effortlessly, despite the flashing lights and eager reporters shouting their names. Jason was used to this, being the tough guy on and off screen, always confident and collected. Rosie, meanwhile, handled the attention with elegance, her model instincts kicking in, knowing just how to angle herself to capture the perfect shot. As they made their way inside, Jason couldn't shake off a strange feeling in his gut. His instincts were sharp, honed by years of both on-screen and real-life challenges. Something felt off tonight. He glanced around the grand hall, which was adorned with crystal chandeliers and pristine white floral arrangements, but nothing seemed immediately out of place. "Everything all right?" Rosie whispered, noticing his unease. "Yeah," Jason replied with a slight smile. "Just got a weird feeling, that's all." Rosie squeezed his hand reassuringly. "You worry too much," she teased. "We're here to have fun, remember?" He nodded, brushing off his concern as they joined the other guests. The room buzzed with excitement and chatter, the soft melody of a jazz band floating through the air. They took their seats at a reserved table near the front, joining a few other familiar faces from the industry. Conversations flowed easily, and Rosie's laughter filled the space like a soothing melody. But across the room, a pair of eyes watched them intently, eyes belonging to Marcus Hale, a notorious Hollywood producer known for his aggressive attitude and questionable behavior. Marcus was tall and imposing, his salt-and-pepper hair slicked back, wearing an expensive-looking suit that did little to mask his arrogant demeanor. He had spotted Rosie the moment she entered, and his gaze lingered on her far too long. "Who's that creep staring at you?" Jason muttered, his tone darker than usual. Rosie followed his gaze and cringed. "Marcus Hale. I met him a couple of years ago at a shoot. He's intense." Jason's jaw tightened. "Stay away from him." Rosie nodded, but fate had other plans. As the night progressed, Marcus found his way over to their table. With a confident smirk, he leaned in, deliberately ignoring Jason and addressing Rosie directly. "Rosie, long time no see," Marcus drawled, flashing his perfect white teeth. "You look stunning tonight." "Thanks," Rosie replied, forcing a polite smile. "It's been a while." Jason remained silent, his eyes fixed on Marcus like a hawk watching prey. "Mind if I borrow her for a dance?" Marcus asked, barely glancing at Jason, his tone almost challenging. Jason's expression hardened. "She's here with me." Marcus finally looked at him, raising an eyebrow with mock surprise. "Oh? Didn't realize I needed permission to dance with an old friend." Rosie sensed the tension rising and tried to de-escalate. "It's okay, Marcus. I'm fine right here." But Marcus didn't back off. He leaned closer to Rosie, his voice dropping to a murmur. "You sure? Just one dance. I promise I won't bite." Jason's patience snapped. He stood up, towering over Marcus, his eyes like steel. "She said she's fine. You deaf or something?" A hush fell over the nearby tables as people noticed the confrontation. Marcus straightened up, trying to match Jason's imposing presence but falling short. His smug smile wavered, but he wasn't about to back down. "Relax, mate," Marcus sneered. "It's just a dance. Don't get all territorial." Jason took a step closer, his voice low and deadly. "One more word, and I'll make sure you regret it." Marcus scoffed, but his confidence was shaken. "Whatever, man. Enjoy your night." He sauntered away, but not without shooting Rosie a lingering, predatory look that made Jason's blood boil. Rosie placed a gentle hand on his arm, calming him down before he did something that would make headlines for all the wrong reasons. "You handled that well," she whispered, trying to ease his tension. Jason shook his head. Guys like him don't learn until someone knocks sense into them. The rest of the evening continued without incident, but Jason remained vigilant, his instincts never fully settling. He knew Marcus was trouble, and he wasn't about to let his guard down. Later that night, as the guests moved to the dance floor, Jason stepped away to take a call. Rosie stayed by their table, chatting with some friends. It wasn't long before Marcus appeared again, clearly waiting for an opportunity to pounce. He slid into the seat next to Rosie, uninvited. "Why are you wasting your time with a brute like him?" Marcus sneered, his voice dripping with arrogance. "You deserve better." Rosie glared at him, her calm demeanor cracking. "Excuse me? You don't know anything about us." He smirked, reaching out to touch her arm, but she recoiled. "Come on, Rosie. You don't belong with that meathead. You're a queen. You deserve someone who knows how to treat you right." Before Rosie could respond, a shadow loomed over them. Jason had returned, and his presence was enough to make Marcus freeze. "What the hell do you think you're doing?" Jason growled, his tone low and lethal. Marcus stammered, trying to save face. "Just talking. No harm done." Without warning, Jason grabbed Marcus by the collar, pulling him to his feet. "If I see you near her again, you'll be eating your meals through a straw. Got it?" Security rushed over, trying to defuse the situation, but Marcus was already backing down, muttering incoherent apologies. The event coordinator quickly intervened, guiding Marcus out of the hall to avoid further escalation. Rosie wrapped her arms around Jason, her voice shaky. "Thank you. I didn't know how to get rid of him." Jason kissed her forehead. "No one messes with you. Not while I'm around." The story didn't take long to hit the tabloids. The headlines were ablaze the next morning. Jason Statham defends fiancée from aggressive Hollywood producer. A-list gala turns hostile after Statham confronts Marcus Hale. Real-life action hero, Statham stands up for love. Social media was buzzing with support for Jason and Rosie, applauding his protective instincts and unwavering loyalty. Fans praised him for being the hero not just on the big screen, but in real life too. As they sat at home watching the news reports with mild amusement, Jason couldn't help but smirk. "Guess I gave the press something to talk about." Rosie laughed, snuggling into his side. "You're my hero. Always." He kissed her softly, whispering, "I'll always protect you, no matter what." Would you stand up for someone you love like Jason did? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Story Dash for more powerful, action-packed tales.